Hey guys, guess what time it is?
It's time for small potatoes.
Where we give you a naughty tease of our latest Patreon episode.
Be sure to subscribe. Links are in the description. So funny. But you know what? This whole topic really got me thinking to our new series that we're doing is this sex work? And I think to women that marry for money. Is that sex work? In my opinion, yes. But I think it's the same thing. That relationship is completely transactional. That is why she's there. He understands it. He knows what he has to provide. And in turn, she knows what she
Absolutely.
has to provide. It's the same thing.
It's a win-win, right?
Hmm.
Whether it's what are we making for dinner, who's picking up the kids, or
Yeah.
who's buying me $1 million house that we live in till the day you die, old man. It's the same thing. It just requires the communication piece. And I think when the communication is eliminated is when it can get dicey. I mean,
Hmm.
I'm not a big cuddler, which means I don't spoon a lot, but isn't there like 90% of the time that spooning is going to lead to sex because before you blink, there's a hard dick between your cheeks kind of humping into you and I guess we're here again. Those things. Trust me, it's thrilling when you're young and the first time you ever sleep beside someone and you're like, oh my God, we're just rocking in bed and cuddling ends up a joy. But when it's been 25 years and the same shit can you not keep your dick out of my butt? Can we just
Hmm.
cuddle? Or can you just come cuddle me and fuck me? Can go either way, but there's an implied expectation that like this is going to happen, the body's going to do this, and therefore we are going to
Hmm.
canoodle.
And I think that's what makes going to a massage parlor or seeing a sex worker for a lot of men very easy in their mind because it is
Yes.
so transactional. And I'm not saying there's never chemistry or emotions or like attachment in any way, but because
Yeah,
of that transaction, it makes it very simple in the man's head to digest.
absolutely. It seems more familiar. So it
Hmm.
seems much more harmless. It seems very even because it's a win-win for everybody.
Hmm.
Which I think not that sex workers always know everything, but take a cue from us and apply that to your marriage because sometimes the basic communication that you might have with a sex worker is seriously lacking at home.
Hmm.
And this may show you I'm capable of having this kind of communication, therefore I need to do this. But if you've never approached it from a transactional viewpoint, maybe it is a matter of being like, hey, honey, Christmas is coming up. I know you've always wanted to go to Paris. What if we set this up as the plan? And leading up to it, we're going to do XYZ that includes some goodies for me. And when we get there, I've got our first threesome planned, or it's going to be BJ week, or like
Right.
whatever he wants, right? But like, set yourself up to win.
Hmm.
Line it all out with a trip and some jewelry. Like, make it a little shiny and a little sparkly. And
Hmm.
she's most likely to be like, let me get the knee pads, glug, 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 and go to town. And like, if you're just coming empty handed, maybe that doesn't interest her in the least. But maybe
Hmm.
if you came packing with some prezzies, all of a sudden she'd be like, about that BJ.
Hmm.
And out it goes. And if not, you take the money and you go back to Muse. Like,
Yeah. And I think men
right?
like the transactional part of it, and it doesn't, and I'm not suggesting it's always money. That's at Muse, but like, I
Right.
think it's simple to them, and we assume that women don't, but I think they do. If they know, okay, I have to, let's not always make it sexual. Like that's the only thing women can give to men, but she's doing something for him. I think they could even take enjoyment in that, knowing
Uh-huh.
that I'm going to have this taken off my plate because I'm going to do this in return. I think it just really simplifies relationships.
Absolutely. I think that's some of the most leading advice you would see across like professionals these days in terms of what moms need.
Hmm.
Because there's a whole thing about, I forget what the expression is. There's an expression about like man raising, man rearing. That's what it is. It's when you have a partner, usually a husband,
Hmm.
who actively practices ignorance and what is the, I'm losing my thought. What's the one where people know better and they choose not to? Weaponized. I got it. Sorry. There's even some that use like weaponized incompetence as a regular kind of thing. "Oh, I don't know how to do the laundry and I don't know.
Right.
No, 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 no." And so if all of a sudden he's like, well, I learned how to do the laundry, does that mean we can snuggle and canoodle more often? Then maybe it is. Or maybe
Mhm.
it's just your time. Maybe he wants to go on that golfing trip with the boys. And she's like, well, you need to pick up 6 extra chores around the house because otherwise that's just not possible. Or maybe
Right.
he's like, if I go out with boys weekend this weekend, that means you and the girls can go to Vegas next weekend and I'll buy the
Hmm.
tickets. And I'll be like, yeah, baby, sign me
I
up
like that.
because that sounds fun, right? We can even
Hmm.
take, like you said, the sex out of it. But I think the negotiation of chore relief in terms of like rearing and householding and all those kind of things is one of the first things that will open up the brain space, let alone the time and the actual clock and calendar for a woman to be able to get back into that sexy thinking so that she can
Hmm.
even accommodate on a Thursday night romp. Like
Yeah.
it really matters. It's because of the way our brains work that we just can't get the to-do list out of our mind enough to focus on my clit. Like it's just
Yeah.
not going to happen. And when I'm stressed about those 19 things that need to be taken care of, and you're still claiming you don't know how to do whatever, then when you
Hmm.
come to me with your blowjob ideas, I'm going to be like, get out of here.
Right.
And this is where the world of marriages end up, right? And
Yeah.
so if you were observant enough to take the time to be like, let me take some of these stressors off you, maybe secretly in your mind you're thinking because it might lead to my penis's satisfaction.
Hmm.
Cool. But at the same time, just having a less stressed wife throughout a couple weeks will make a big difference in your intimacy because
Hmm.
suddenly she's going to be like, want a spoon? Are you not cuddling me tonight? And then
Hmm.
she's pushing back. Like it can really open doors you didn't expect. You're like, who knew if I take out the garbage without being reminded? Now she's literally drooling down my testicles. Like it can go really great places. But
Hmm.
it's all transactional. It's I
Hmm.
cook dinner, you clean the dishes. Is
Yep.
transactional. Like it can be everything. I go to work, the boss pays me. Transactional. Like everything
Yeah.
we fucking do is kind of this like commerce that we've developed. You go to Walmart, you
Hmm.
pay $5, you get some oranges. Like
Yeah.
everything is tit for tat. So why not again take a cue from the sex worker type
Hmm.
conversations, especially in a sexual like context that requires consent. And ideally, if you're trying to figure out the perfect tit for tat, then you need a little communication on what the hell she might want or what he might
Right.
want in order to make a sweet offer or sweeten up the deal a little bit more.
Hmm.
And listen, you'll end up on all the trips, you'll get all the blowjobs and do all the things because you figured
Hmm.
out what works for your partner. Or in Riley's daughter's sense, she can work mommy like a charm.
So good.
I love that girl.